So how to make it a reality? So every day, morning, the moment he sees Papa, he used to prostrate. And at the time of leaving him for his room, he will prostrate. So he said, this is what he prayed. I am prostrating before the nameless, formless, indwelling, all-pervading reality, whose presence has been made known to me through this form. So, revering that form and getting attached to the nameless, formless. So, if somebody asks, to them, okay. Even when we do this Lakshmi, Lalita Sahasranam, you will find uh, one glorification is Nastikaya. Because when you are 100% clear what God stands for, it is not that you don't deny God. God in the form of worshipped by others, That's all. And each one, in Indian philosophy, Radhana Dharma, each one is given freedom to worship. Many people cannot worship without a form. How are we introduced to spirituality? There is a form. And then later on you go beyond that form. Retaining the form. So if somebody says something, we need not to go. They are right from their own angle. You are right in your own angle.
The intention is to shame or to look down upon it.
That is a good thing, That's also a good thing. We get our sense of individuality getting erased. It is the when we start going deeper and deeper, whatever somebody says or whatever somebody feels will not affect us. God is playing through that form. When we know everybody is a form of God, God is playing through that form. You have read Inquest of God? No. Try to do that. There it has been brought out beautifully. Papa was made to go through varied experiences, not one or two. And everywhere he was able to see the finger of God. And his God was not with a form. It was subtle and mysterious power. And he was able to do it, not only inside the room, throughout and every time. So if we are, when we read this, and when we try to ponder over this, when we get some idea about the word God, then anybody's opinion also, you will say God is prompting him to say like that. That's all. Who is seated within? Who is seated also there? When you know God is within you, that means He is within everybody. And to make it more clear, one more incident Papa shared. He was in Chennai. Every time, every 10 days or 15 days or 1 week, we don't remember, there used to be bhajan in one of the devotees' house, Ramna. On a particular day, the person who was leading, he could not turn up. So the host said to somebody else, will you please lead? Then they have put only Papa Mataji's photo. Then he said, if you put any God's photo, I will start doing it. And they did not have any photo. Luckily, there was a calendar in which Lord Muruga's form was there. So they placed it there and bhajan started. When everything was over, he said, I did not want to wound your feelings, but that is my. To him, anybody who is living, he cannot be elevated to the status of God in his mind. That is nature. So he said, I did not want to wound, but it is my nature. They were explaining to Papa here in one Satsang that certain people see God only in photos. So Papa immediately asked, what did you do? You see Papa Mataji's photo. They wanted some other photo, that's all. And then Papa explain, whereas Papa Mataji is in everybody's heart, God is in everybody's heart, you are in everybody's heart. That particular word. Papa Mataji is in everybody's heart, God is in everybody's heart, you are in everybody's heart. So when you identify something, an object to be a subject, God is a subject. All this confusion will come, and he makes the confusion so that we get the archive. And one more incident that comes to me. Probably all these things you can think about. When we were in Chennai, we were attending Swami Chinmayanandaji's lectures every day, So one day when Swamiji was getting into the car after the program was over, one young man came forward and told Swamiji, 1 minute, yes. Can I be frank with you? Absolutely can be frank. I like your language, I like your moderation, I like the way in which you are presenting. But to be very frank, I don't believe in God. Everybody thought Swamiji will cheer up. This was in 60, mid-60. Swamiji smiled and said, very good. But you believe that you don't believe in God? Yes, that belief is God. So he started thinking. And he attended the whole session. Clarity was not there. Certain people know. We were all having that conflict, inner conflict. When God is inside, why should we go and worship outside? So Swamiji himself took us to a temple, a famous temple in Chennai, Mylapur. And then, Kapalishwar. And then we all had that, he was leading us, about 200 people. And at every stage when he was entering the camp, he was explaining about what it stands for, what it symbolizes. And finally we were taken to the Sanctum Sanctorum, where Swamiji said, all of you chant, Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody closed their eyes and for there must be 200 people now, outside and inside. In a beautiful tune. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Just imagine when 200 people sing, closing their eyes, what it produces. And then when it was going, suddenly we heard the ringing up. So the Arati was being performed. Immediately after the Arati, Swamiji asked us, what did you do now? Everybody said, we saw the Arati, so we opened. What did you do now? Again he asked. But one person, we couldn't understand why he is asking again. But one person answered, we closed our eyes. He said, you have been standing here to have this Arati, but when the Arati was performed, automatically you closed your eyes. No? Like that we do that. No? That means unknowingly or knowingly, you accept that he is within. And for that there should be an instrumental cause. That instrumental cause can be an idol worship. And in Bhagavad Gita, he says, whoever wants to approach me in any form, I will strengthen their faith. Suppose you don't want any form, perfectly all right. You want a form, perfectly all right. When somebody was asked Papa, you are chanting Ram Nam, but there is no idol of Ram here. He said, all are moving Rams. But the same Papa, when somebody asked him to do the Pratishtha of Lord Anjaneya nearby, he went and did that. In Porbandar also he did like that. He has never condemned idol worship, but he has also pointed out for people like us who are having these doubts, suppose you have, Mirabai did not have any doubt. Namdev, Tukaram, they did not have any doubt. Like that, there are so many Bhaktotamas in different areas. To them, there is no doubt. People like us who are also thinking about the rational aspect. So why should we all this? So to them, he answered. This is also all right, that is also all right. When you have that faith, you will not ask this question. No?
When I meditate deeply, I feel like I am God.
Who is this I? Perfectly all right. But who is this? What is it that this I representing? If you get some more clarity, then you have nothing else. Because you cannot be all pervading, This form,
Yeah.
that is clear. You cannot be in everybody. No, that's also
I
clear.
feel that energy of God.
Energy. That energy is there everywhere. No? Which Papa named it as Satchidan Drishtiyya Power. So while choosing our own line, we should also know that each one has been gifted with the same faculty like us. So they have got every right to choose their own line. That is why he said, yo yo yam yam tanurbatya satya. Whoever does want to do it in any form, I am available. Because everything is his. There is no otherness. When there is otherness, only this problem comes, with form or without form. Everything is his form. Because there are three types, of approach. Those who are pursuing this path of knowledge, they may not be able to get any inspiration from ideas. As you said, energy, energy. But there are certain people who derive the energy, same energy, through a form. And those who don't condemn or accept anything, they carry on, do good and be good. That is enough. We will not discuss anything. Try to do good and be good. So karma yogis, jnana yogis, bhakti yogis, all are valid. That we should try. When you say it is an energy, then you know the same energy is in there. They made them to conceive of a form. The same energy has enabled them to conceive a form and bring out a type of ritual, worship. So everything is valid. You have to choose what is needed by you. And in Papa's case, he gives this total freedom to everybody. You choose your own life. Never do this control C, control V business. Be original, be original. He went to the extent that we were telling that you don't accept what Ramdas says. If there is no inner alignment, go by that inner voice. That is the path he chose. But at the same time, he accepted everybody, any bhakta. And what we find is, he is not purely a jnani. He was not purely a bhakta. It was a combination of jnani bhakta. Though Ramdas and Ram are one, Ramdas would always like to be the Das of Ram. This is the word used. There is duality, idol worship means duality. Though Ramdas and Ram are one, Ramdas would always like to be the Das of Ram. Because then, if there are only two, then you can enjoy, or else you cannot enjoy. So this conflict, mental conflict will come. That's also He gives us so that we go intensely and we can choose our own path. But at the same time, we will not condemn anybody's path.
How do I meditate to find the God that is within me? I am somebody who has tried meditating, but I'm not able to. Whenever I close my eyes, I'm able to see everybody, like everybody, all my family members and everyone. I'm able to see Ajay as well, but I'm not able to focus.
But
So how do I do that?
natural. In that, either you can concentrate on a light or a sound or an image. Suppose none of these things inspire you. Sound, your own sound. Suppose you like to hear Om, for example, or Sri Ram, or anything. Where from that sound comes. So try to concentrate. Your thought comes. Where from that thought comes. Our intellect will say the thought can come only from a thoughtless state. The light can exist only on a lightless substratum, darkness. So sound can exist only on a soundless substratum. These are all theories. When we close our eyes, we try to say thought. It is a thought, I am now sitting for meditation. No, that's a thought. Where from that thought came? Try to go beyond that. Try to go along with that. After some time, you cannot travel with that thought because you are trying to find out where from the thought comes, which is an area where there are no thoughts. So you may fail initially. Again, come back to the thought. Thought is pursuing the thought, the source of the thought. Here, that's why Papa used to say, you can concentrate on the sound. So when you say Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, there is a sound, First it will be vocal, then it will be mental. Even in the mental, there is a sound. Then you try to hear your own sound. First you try vocally, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When you try to hear, unknowingly, you are arresting the thoughts to go out. Because you cannot hear. When you practice that, then you stop vocally and then chant mentally. When you keep on chanting mentally and trying to hear, slowly, the outgoing tendencies will be arrested. And the hearing goes on. Suddenly the mind will come, oh, I am hearing. Who is hearing? Immediately ask. Then you find everything stops. Get a glimpse of it. Again keep on practicing. It may be like a trice. Again a thought will come. Meditation is to make the mind still, Make the mind still. Morning also you were not there. No? Morning before our Nama starts. Today it was there. He says these are the. First of all, we should, when we try to go inward, which is called meditation, we should know that the God we seek is within first. Then he says you stand mentally. And then mentally to make the mind still. If it does not easily become still, he says through self-surrender. That I am trying to have that stillness, but I am unable to. Please help me. This is called self-surrender. I am exposing myself to the power, to the spirit. And then slowly, it is difficult to express. You become aware that the chanting is going on, Which is what is called, witness consciousness. We cannot say you become aware. The awareness wells up. When we do this, the process brings, and then Papa names, witness consciousness itself is God realization. There are many, many methods. Anybody can choose any method. These are all something which he had practiced and placed it before us. When we start doing it, we may not be able to do the same thing. But when we find it is not giving me the result, and proportionate to the intensity we have, he will open up our own path. We cannot simply follow whatever anybody has said, however great he may be. Because from their standpoint they have said, and Papa says that everybody is unique. So when you go through that, you will get the inner guidance as to how you should move forward. So meditation, one more thing. This will become possible only when your outer activities are in line with this. You cannot sit and say, I am going to meditate. Whatever you are doing during the non-chanting, non-meditating time, it has its own impact on this. So that means simultaneously we have to develop this. You become sattvic, passive. You become loving. You become considerate. You become less and less of me and mine, more and more of we and us. And then you start chanting, going for meditation. It will help. More and more of me and mine. And with that, we go and sit in the puja room or anywhere. That mental background, that will not allow us to do it. Initially, so when we go there, we find it is restless in spite of everything. Your food can upset, your talk can upset, the environment can upset, so many things. And then when we get a balance, then wherever we go, there won't be any problem. Insulation is there. You become impervious to anything that is negative. God is testing us, it's not negative as such. So we will be able to do that. It's all right. So meditation, when we keep on doing it, we will try to get our own method. Initially, these are all the guidelines they have given.
What if we are in a negative environment all the time? What if we are in a negative environment? Like if we are seeing violence.
Violent, okay. Violence or say you are sitting here, somebody is playing something, in their mic, mobile. Initially, you have not got the grip. So your mind is likely to go there. You feel disturbed. Somebody is talking on a subject which you don't like. It disturbs. That's why you say, I don't like. So you choose initially a place where everything is conducive. Initially. To get the grip, that you are not affected by anything. Later on, you will not be affected at all because you will know he is testing through that. But initially, until we get a grip of this, we have to be choosy about environment in the company. We are not condemning them. God has given them that. But you will not condemn them. But at the same time, it doesn't suit you. They get some joy in that. You are also in search of joy or fullness. And to you, it doesn't. It will come and go. You want something that always stays with you. So all these things, the thoughts will come. So you will accommodate everybody. At the same time, you will hold on to yours.
What if it's in a place you can't avoid?
If you cannot avoid such a situation.
In a workplace or...
In a workplace, it will come. You have to you will be gifted with some time, During the time you try to get the balance, and always think that you are being tested. You have failed. Every test you will not succeed. Oh, this time I have failed. Somebody shouted. Somebody was singing something. Somebody was talking about some subject which upsets you. So you will hear. It might upset you, but you will not react. When you react, the problem comes. Without harboring any hatred towards them, you become indifferent to them. We normally name it as positive indifference. All these tests will come. When we were in large life, all bachelors, youngsters, all are basically good, very nice people, very loving. But each one's preference may be different. And they may be sharing the thought. They had gone to a movie, they will be talking. We would not be interested. We coolly go out of the room, that's all. After some time, they will say, where is he? He is not seen them. Then we will tell them something, we were working upon something. That's all. We don't condemn, because we know that basically, essentially, intrinsically, they are all noble and good. On those days, money flow was not there, okay? So everyone gets salary, and there will be tickets. As soon as we get salary, we go to the hotel, they give us 30 tickets. Every day you give the ticket, you have your food, okay? So somebody comes, friends come, you will give one your ticket. And after 25th or 26th, nobody will be having any money. And so we may not be having ticket also. Suppose in the lodge, when we come back very young, very hungry also, but we will not ask anybody. So these people, they will come and say, why are you sitting now? You are not coming for meals? No, I have some. You don't have ticket, you tell me that. Get up. That care and concern. Somebody is not well, they will take leave. Somebody wants to see somebody and they have come, they will be entertained by them. It's like a family. But their preference and priorities may be different. So when we recognize when you look at a person in the comprehensive way, not one part, you will find certain things you disagree, certain things you agree. So you carry on with them. We had no problems at that time. And they will not trouble also. Initially they will try, but we don't react. At 10 o'clock we may be reading. They said we will have a cup of tea. Get up, man. Only non-vegetarian shops will be available after 10 o'clock. And we have strict vegetarian. Not only strict, orthodox habits. So we said, sorry, get up, man. So we go with them. We go, sit there. He said, we don't need anything. We'll have a cup of water. Twice or thrice, we are not condemning them, we are not criticizing them, we are not jumping at them, then they will not trouble. Duly recognizing, they are basically good at heart. Certain things we may not. So when you react, considering the personality, the total personality, not a one-sided personality, then you can carry on. And deep within you, you are being tested, you are being tested, you are being tested.
How do you not become a victim of that test?
How do you not become a victim of that test?
Victim, we will not name that victim,
No, he's asking in the
How
test,
will
you should not.
yourself not become a victim of that test? So if you are put in challenging situations every day, how do you not
Initially, when you do it with the love, they will not trouble. This is our experience. Because you are not condemning them. they will know, they will also start acting, his priorities are different. Basically, that love should be there. Love, regard, because we recognize, they are equally noble and good. They are selfless. They may have their own priorities. So the accepting everybody as they are, not asserting my rights and wrongs should be on person. We actually agree. The one which says I am right, I should take this part. The same power is sitting in them, and for reasons unknown to us, it may be prompting them to get into that. This is one aspect. Suppose you are managing an institution. You have to have some norms. When somebody is not behaving, or you will take action. You will take action at the same time, you will not harbor any ill will for him. Suppose somebody comes in a drunken state to the ashram, and if it is reported, we will say, don't allow. There was an incident when personally we all went there to the gate and then told him, you cannot come in this form. So he may be given, we told the people to give them some food from the outside and see that they don't get into it. After 2 or 3 days, he comes in his usual form. Then we tell him, people come to ashram for peace, So do you think you can come like this? Is it right on your part? Then they apologize and they don't do it. So don't think that we will submit to it. We'll hold on to it. But no love, no ill will. God is testing. God is testing. So this balance, out of experience only you will get. However much we have this academic knowledge, we may not. God will put you in the same, and you immediately pray, what am I to do now? But for us, luckily, after we resigning from a company in Madras, we joined a coffee estate in Van. There the boss was, he was an embodiment of all these. So we were able to directly see this. No hatred, though he will be firm on his stand. So it is not a tall talk we are hearing. It is something which we are experiencing it. Because when a worker behaves, and if you take any disciplinary action, before that statute demands that there should be a procedure. So in that, when we charge sheet, show cause, then charge sheet, suspension, and domestic inquiry. So the inquiry officer will be a lawyer. We will ask one known lawyer to come. But he is our known friend. But boss will come and say now he is not coming as our friend. He is coming as a judge. Let him take independent decisions. So when he comes, he also knows. He said, I will not offer you coffee if you feel that coffee will influence your decision. That much clear. Because he says, according to us, the worker has done something which is detrimental to the interest of the institution. This is our view. So statute says there should be an inquiry officer who should hear both and give us their views. Based upon that, we have to take action. So in letter and spirit, he accepts him, not uttering a word about the worker. Whatever he asks, it will be given. That's all. So that then he later on clarified, the worker did because he thought it was right. We took the decision because we feel we are right. So the statute says somebody should come and see, that's all. So that means not mixing up. I want to somehow see that he is dismissed, No. No hatred. But you will be firm in your dealings. This is something which we learn not through any book, by seeing it in action. That is why later on when we started plumbing into Papa's various teachings, there he says, the world we live in is a school in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for self-improvement. Nay, the world itself is Guru or God. The world we live in is a school in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for improvement. Nay, the world itself is Guru or God. So he is now making me to pass through so many tests, self-improvement. With that attitude, if I start observing, though it may be difficult for me to accept, but still this is there, The world we live in is a school, it's a school, it's a school, in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for the improvement of. Nay, the world itself is Guru or God. Suppose this keeps on coming to us, coming to us, coming to us. Each experience will have its own dent in your thinking style. These are some of the ways by which you will get over the so-called labeled negativity.
Then it will not create the samskaras.
Huh?
Then it will not create the samskaras what we were talking about
correct.
yesterday.
Yesterday. Otherwise it will have. He did like that, he did like that, he did like that, he said like that, he behaved like that. Prior to setting up this ashram, Papa Mataji was in a small ashram in Kasargod. So there people did not like Mataji staying in the ashram. To them, Mataji was a lady, So they had no different opinion with Papa. So they wanted to somehow kill her. So on one night they came through the lamp and then they were strangling Mataji. Somehow Mataji, Papa knew something is wrong. She was inside and he is outside. So he said Ram, Ram, and they immediately left and ran. After that, Papa decided Ram wants us to leave this place, so he left. Mataji extracted a promise that wherever he goes, he should take Mataji. That is how they landed here. At that time, Bhavani Shankar Raoji, they had set up the house. So they wanted Papa Mataji to go and stay for some time. And then that is how somebody proposed, why should you go outside? We will offer 400 acres of land, and this ashram came. After the ashram, these people who did that, they came here. To Mataji, there was nothing. They went prostrated and said, we were the one who came and did it. We did not know. Then later on they realized, but Mataji had no enmity. Because to her that was also another test. And to her everybody was her children. One child behaves, the mother will not feel it bad, after some time. Same attitude for Mataji. To her, we used to feel, not that she said that time. Later on only we came to know through her teachings. When we first met her, that was in 1964, when we took leave of her, this was the silent message she touched and gave us. You may do whatever in the name of spirituality, but ultimately you should aim to reach a state where there is absence of otherness. Because she was a personification, intuitively she made it. She did not say that. Because we were watching her, that is my main sadhana whenever I come here. To watch her in her room. She will make me to sit there and to watch. Whether it is a inert insentient matter or a person. How does she react to events and individuals? Matters, you know. She was managing everything, you know. Everybody comes there for everything. So how does she react? So this is on that day, this is the message she gave to us. Whatever may be your spiritual discipline outside, whether it is Nama chanting, bhajan, meditation, this, that, satsang, ultimately, if you reach the absence of otherness, that is the culmination point. So Mataji's life was like that. So she did not see, she did not harbor any ill will for anything. One foreigner came and in interview asked her, Swamiji was translating into English, and then she, as if, you know, like a child, she said, Papa Kadiyalle. So the prayer. Normally you and I will have the tendency to justify and then tell them how mean they were. They jumped into a wrong conclusion and then they should not check it up. All those things we will say. But to Mataji, everything is okay. That was also a play of the divine. Through that form they came and did that. Papa himself has written this. When they came, this was their attitude. So all these things, you know, we keep on bringing into our mind. Slowly, you know, our pattern will be changed. Lot of reflection is necessary. If we only simply look at Mataji's outer behavior or Papa's outer behavior, we may not be able to derive. But when we contemplate deeply, oh, that is why he said. And In Quest of God is a book which will always, when you go through that, it touches all these aspects. When he was asked to get down from the train peacefully, when he is asked to again get into the train, that's also okay. In different situations, how does he react? Has he been in a position to hope? Keep up that. So try to read In Quest of God. It goes along with your thinking, don't worry. Because before you start the first chapter, Papa explains what the Ram stands for. Subtle and mysterious power. Before, that was his first writing, I would say. Because in 1920 the turn came. Till 1922 the sadhana was going. And then he left. Then he came back. Then he started writing. So he must have written the manuscript in 23, 24 period. 25 he came out in the form of a book. So first book, you know, first chapter is there. Before the first chapter, before he talks about Ram, he introduces who Ram is. Many people would not have read that. They would straight away go to the first chapter. But before that, who is Ram? Clearly mentioned. So when you keep on pondering over it slowly, then you will be able to relate whenever he says Ram, Ram, Ram. So wherever he said, you counted how many? 400, no? In that book, 400 times he has repeated the word Ram. So every time when he says Ram, this subtle and mysterious power, subtle and mysterious power, subtle and mysterious power. Just imagine. Functioning through this individual, functioning through this particular person, functioning through this incident. What's the time now? 4:10. Anything else?
Let's read.
Let's read. You can read something this way. Yesterday's Miraban was given.
Miraban.
Miraban, I mean,
What did you say yesterday about?
same repetition. Shri Krishna uncle's.
This one. truth, attributes. You are everything. One day, Papa prompted me to sit silently and go with him. I took my gaze inward, started observing my breath. My heart was beating relentlessly. I wondered how some mysterious power is working in me to keep me alive. The same magnanimous power which pervades everywhere in the multiverse, and the same power is responsible for the vibrant life in the universe. When everything is controlled and sustained by you, where is my individual I? The ego simply does not exist, a false assumption. I realize that that mysterious power called God alone is at the source of my life. In the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. How little and insignificant I feel before you, as I know that you are my creator and protector. O Lord of the universe, Papa, I am nothing, you are everything. Humble salutation to the lotus feet of my beloved Papa. Waiting for his final call. Having done all my duties in life, there is nothing more for me to achieve. Mind is completely at peace with myself. Contentment and happiness are a continual feast for me now. Joy wells up in my heart. Tears flow on when I remember. Papa, blessed with the undercurrent of Ramnam, what more does one want? I am blissfully waiting for beloved Papa's final call. My bucket is full. No space to fill anymore. I feel no space to fill it anymore. My bucket is full and overflowing. I have crossed over to the other side of the river. No more rowing on the boat. My mind is filled with peace and joy. Don't feel like seeking it outside me. My heart is full of love for all, the result of my love for myself. I am aware of His grace pouring on me day and night. I am certain His grace will make me remember Him when I take the last breath of my life. Ultimately, taking me into Himself, His supreme forever, like a drop of water falling in the ocean, becoming ocean itself. At this stage in the evening of my life, I see my future a great void, freed from making plans for the morrow or pointless brooding over the past. I have nothing to gain or lose. Relieved of all tensions and anxiety, blissfully reveling in my own world of happiness, peace, contentment, and a carefree life. Now, practicing to live in the present, moment to moment, now and here. Death can be a beautiful experience if one knows the truth. A journey from birth to death. Death is only to our body. The soul within never dies. It lives on even after it quits the body. The soul is immortal, which pervades everywhere and is a part of the universal spirit. The soul travels from womb to womb as per one's karma. Until then, it lingers on in the astral plane for a while. Can you search and find out David's last letter? At this stage, the soul searches for the right womb to enter and continues like. Saints say, you can put David, it comes immediately. To avoid the cycle of birth and death, we should ceaselessly remember Him and contemplate on Him alone till the end. Thus, ultimately, by His grace, we free ourselves from His vicious circle and become one with Him, merge in Him, and enjoy the life of eternal bliss, peace, joy forever. This is the ultimate goal of life. All these things, suppose we keep on pondering, it will have its own positive effect. Because it is a reflection God is prompting you, At that moment, after that probably it may not be possible for us to hold on. But at that particular moment, it has come means it has been prompted by God so that we should ponder, and it will percolate. The sense of it will slowly percolate. Miracles, miracles, and miracles. Miracles happen all the time in our lives, but we are unaware of them. The very fact that we can enjoy listening to the sweet music of Ramnam with our ears. This is a letter, a very, very touching letter. He said, when I die, before he died.
No, that does not touch part from the
It fell down. When I die,
I'll put his mouse over there so you can use it.
it is there also, no?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll put it here.
Then everybody can read also. When I die, as all that is born must die, then do not mourn for this tomb of a clay. The body is but a small part of who am I. And there is no sense in making it an idol. When I die, there is a no more. Ceaseless tides of breath, pounding of the heart, and no more electrical circuits of brain and spine. Oh, it has to come here.
Oh, then we'll separate them.
No, wait a minute.
One minute, Swami.
That's all right. Then you go back there, no?
Yes, Swami, go back.
Know that man is, I am more than these body functions. They are but extensions of life's creation. But they are not life itself. They are not the eternal soul. When I die, do not mourn for this body, this nest of troubles. Bhagavad Gita, he says, Dukhalayam, Ashashvatam. Who I am, what I really am, is not this jar of clay. I am the same life and intelligence that comes in the rising sun. I am not different than the spring breeze brushing against your cheek. I have realized the same life that expresses itself throughout creation is also the life that is within me. This I am may be for a time a tiny bubble in the sea of creation, and then that life bubble bursts its bounds and becomes one with the vast formless sea. It cannot be said that vast sea is less than the bubble. Yet the bubble is now gone. It has died, and there is a definite change in the dissolution. But that death is really just a beginning, the beginning of a new stage, a new life, no longer encased in clay, but living in the vast sea of spirit. Learn to daily dissolve your tiny bubble. Learn to daily dissolve your tiny bubble and come with me, be with me in the cosmic sea. This is called meditation. You may once again enter your little bubble of clay, but never forget the fragrance of the infinite sea. For the same life that has inhabited this form is now burning bright within you. It is the same life that wafts to you the flower's fragrance and the sun's reflected light in the morning dew. Be at peace, my dear one, and feel me speaking even now in your heart. Know that I am everywhere about you, loving you through all of life. Life in this body is but a short span, but the real life is forever. Join me each moment in that real life. Okay. Do more. I would bid you goodbye, but a farewell is only a tiny bit of the truth, the tiniest part. Yet, it must be said, for I also say to you hello in every breath you take. The total identification with the life force, from that platform is addressing. I also say to you hello in every breath you take, in every delight you have in spirit, in the eternal life of our infinite beloved. You may say, but you are gone, but this is just a game of a child. In truth, there is no coming or going, for life cannot be created or destroyed. So, hello, my friend, 1,000,000,000 times hello. I am even now smiling in your heart, shining in lofty heavens. Once again, I will read. When I die, as all that is born must die, then do not mourn for the tomb of this clay. The body is but a small part of who I am. And there is no sense in making it an idol. When I die, there is a no more. Ceaseless tides of breath, pounding of the heart, and no more electrical circuits of brain and spine. That is no more. Know that man is, I am, more than these body functions. They are but extensions of life's creation, but they are not life itself, but they are not the eternal soul. When I die, do not mourn for this body, this nest of troubles. Bird's nest, nest of troubles. Who I am, what I really am, is not this jar of clay. I am the same life and intelligence that comes in the rising sun. I am not different than the spring breeze brushing against your cheek. I have realized the same life that expresses itself throughout the creation is also the life that is within me. This I am, maybe for a time, a tiny bubble in the sea of creation, and then that life bubble bursts into bounds and becomes one with the vast formless sea. It has died, and there is a definite change in the dissolution. But that death is really just a beginning, the beginning of a new stage, a new life no longer encased in a clay, but living in the vast sea of spirit. Learn to daily dissolve your tiny bubble. So when we say Papa wants us to do this mental chanting, which is leading to stillness of the mind, paving the way for the emergence of witness consciousness, all these are the same line. The sense of individuality is not there. Thought is not there. No? For the same life that has inhibited this form is now burning bright within you. It is the same life that wafts to you in the flower's fragrance and the sun's reflected light in the morning dew. Be at peace, my dear one, and feel me speaking even now in your heart. Know that I am everywhere about you, loving you through all of life. Life in this body is but a short span, but the real life is forever. Join me each moment in that real life and know your freedom, even as I do. I would bid you goodbye, but a farewell is only a tiny bit of the truth, the tiniest part, yet it must be said, for I also say to you, hello. I also say to you, hello, in every breath you take, in every delight you have in spirit, in the eternal life of our infinite beloved. You may say, but you are gone, but this is just a game of a child. In truth, there is no coming or going, for life cannot be created or destroyed. So, hello, my friend, 1,000,000,000 times hello. I am even now smiling in your heart, shining in lofty heavens. uh, like this, many have poured out their heart, those who are following this line. It is in a different way, that's all. So that means, as we said, during your non-chanting time, during your non-spiritual discipline time, what you do matters more. So this is not that he is tom-tomming, no? But when he knew, before he died of cancer. Before he died, this had come. That means it has been welling up in his heart and trying to detach himself from the body, though the body is there. Don't think detach means, you are away from that. No. Pain is there. But it is my body that is aching, My hand, I cannot be the hand, My specs, I cannot be the specs. Like that, he kept on dissecting, or what you call, separating you from the body. It will come back again. But when we practice to do it whenever and wherever it is possible, it has its own impact. So during this time, passive time, sattvic time, suppose we try to dwell on these, it will not be a mere, exercise. It will go. Slowly. So life is the expression of Atman. When Papa declared, immediately we may not be able to understand. But when through this, slowly we try to understand, the power because of which now the words are coming, because of which the hand is moving, because of which the eyes are seeing, that is God seated within me. So even when the body is stopped, because it is not the body. Naresh Bala also wrote it. Beautiful. I don't know how to say. It's time over now. 4:27 enough. Hari Om.
Om Swamiji.
So yesterday and today we were trying to go deep into the word called death.
Swamiji. Life, when it is born, it is similar, uniform. Death is also uniform. Only in between there is a lot of change.
Correct. When we try to think about all these things, it will have its own impact. A man is declared dead, whether he is in America, whether he is in Australia, whether he is in Kerala. Same symptom, Birth and death, same phenomena. So constant hammering out this. That is why in Nirvana Shadgam he said that, it will help us, not for chanting, but reflecting. Name mrityu shankha, name jadi veda, pitanaiva menaiva matanya janma, na bandhu na mitram gururnaiva shishya, chitananda rupam shivoham. So when the mind is so receptive and when we chant this and try to contemplate upon it, at least during that particular moment, it may be like this, okay. You try to come out of the cage of our own self-created prison. And again we are back again, it doesn't matter. So when we keep on trying this, one day, even in the cage, we will know we are not in the cage, that's all. Anyway, it has been very lively yesterday and today, very nice. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. This slow chanting will help. In between the chanting, in between the mantra, there is a gap. Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. Pranam, Pranam.